The NHL playoffs are finally here. Not long from now, one team will be awarded the greatest trophy in professional sports. And here at Pub Sports Radio, we are celebrating it with our first ever NHL playoff pool. $50 to enter, and all of that money, except for $3 in credit card fees, goes into the prize pool. Your job is to create a roster of 20 players, any 20 players of your choosing. 1 point for a goal, 1 point for an assist. The team with the most points at the end of the Stanley Cup playoffs gets the cash. The top 10% will be paid here in our Pub Sports Radio NHL playoff pool. Picks must be in by Saturday, April 20th. Puck drop of the first playoff game, which should be an easy date to remember for you ganja smokers out there. 420. It all goes off. Compete against your favorite Pub Sports Radio personalities and get that cash. The Stanley Cup playoffs are here. Let's get paid.
Get 'em, Jimmy, where low shack at? The bottle's getting empty up the Kraken. We stacking chips, all of this, what I want, plus money winners, that's what I'm on. You can say I'm gone, I prefer elevated Pub Sports Radio. Time to get educated, who get produced, fade the juice, let loose with so much abuse that the bookies wanna call the truth. They get slaughtered, can't forget Jeff and Low Baggers in the chat. That's a little record, cause we be, oh yeah, pubbing, we be pubbing!
What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Thursday, April 18th to all of you. Thank you for watching Betting with the Bag right here on Pub Sports Radio. Our hot streak continues. We're rolling nice. Last night, 4-3 plus 0.93 units in MLB. Should have been a better day if the Blue Jays bullpen, if Eric Swanson didn't. Got to watch my language here. We can't swear for 8 minutes. Eric Swanson let me down. How about that? So maybe we can keep advertising for a little bit. NHL 2-1 plus 1.74 units. The Coyotes was as easy as it sounded. The Tampa Bay Lightning was very, very easy. And I'm using sort of the same technique that we used fading the Leafs yesterday, today. And then NBA 1-0, plus 1 unit with the Chicago Bulls. But I know what you're thinking. We want to know about the player prop, the Operation Garcia. That's what we want to know about. Operation Garcia. It was a very eventful night. 29 bets at $200 a pop. 2 bets were voided because Robinson didn't play and Krejci didn't play. So 27 moved forward. The first game went 1 point over, and nobody had a big game. It's not the best recipe for this. 1 point over the total, and nobody had a big game. And we went 9-6. We went 9-6, up $400. You know, not so bad. And that's adding Paul Reed very late. He was the last person added, and that cost me $200. Then in the Hawks-Bulls game, everything should have gone wrong. The only good thing happened was Kobe White went off. But everything went wrong. This game soared over by 25 points. So pretty close to a worst-case scenario. And we went 5-7, down $450. Both games go over. Nobody goes off in the first game. Kind of a recipe for disaster, and we go 14-13, down $50. That tells me that this system will continue to pay throughout the playoffs. That's what it tells me. But yes, lost $50. You know, it's so crazy. You invest $5,800, 2 bets are voided. You invest $5,400, and that's what we're talking. You lose $50 in a really bad situation. Think you guys should jump in. The water is nice. Swiggy Bets starting off our show talking about the NHL playoff pool, tickets available. I've had a lot of people show interest. I'm very excited to see how many people we have sign up. I'm very excited to see if this is the inaugural NHL playoff pool and we can do it every year. I'm very excited about all of it. Get a makeshift Stanley Cup for the winner, things of that nature. But the only way that will happen is if you sign up. So please sign up for our pool. Morgan Spooner, Texas Rangers money line locked in so far, says really like the D-backs money line as well. Cubs line is so off. There's Morgan Spooner's action. I will copy and paste my guy Morgan's action here. And we have a delightful card. It's a reprieve. What this will allow us is to not have a 4-hour show. I will start working on tomorrow's card as soon as this show is over. We'll put in an enormous amount of time in tomorrow's card. It's all good. But it's a bit of a reprieve without NBA. Now, tomorrow, to start the show, those of you who aren't interested in hockey, you can come late because Bobano and I are going to go over all the playoff matches, all of the first-round action. We're going to go over all of that in NHL. Then we're going to talk about the playing game, and then Jose Bouquett, Dabby Cab, and TJ. So we'll have best bets from Dabby Cab and TJ for the Friday show, and Jose, of course, will be with me for the entire card. Tori Coker in the house. Brent Cook running 49-29 for April. He's got 3 plays today. Rays, Moneyline Guardians, Moneyline Diamondbacks plus 1.5. Has this not been just a 6-week run of glory? I was telling Slatsy that the run that I've been on in NHL has been the most important run of my entire life. You know, means a lot. Subhuman Gaucho in the house. Leverkusen to score both halves at plus 160. Subhuman Gaucho. Subhuman Gaucho, by the way, you know, like, look, plus 160 on the Coyotes. You know, it's a nice score. At 400 a pop, it's a nice score. Subhuman Gaucho took them minus 1.5. Subhuman Gaucho took them at plus 330. I think that was the minus 1.5 line, not the minus 1 line. But Subhuman Gaucho got plus 330 on the Coyotes. Joey Harb ready to get to work. Says, good morning and best of luck today. I love it, Joey. J-Dub in the house. Subhuman Gaucho hockey play today. Jets puck line. Plus, and look at that, plus 15.86 units in the Subhuman hockey play of the day. I'll put that right under the soccer play of the day. I love that he's tracking all of it. The soccer play day hasn't been as successful as the hockey play of the day, but we understand how this works. And I love that you're tracking it, showing the accountability. Justin McKelvey, Stacks play today. Cubs minus 1.5 at plus 143. I wish Justin had tracked this average line because you see when he puts in his action, yes, he's 171 and 175, but this average line's got to be, I guess before it was something like plus 108, but it could be anywhere between plus 108 and plus 114. Barbarito going 5 for 5. Couldn't happen to a better guy. Barbarito. Brian Watson in the house. Top set says coming in hot in MLB. AOD in the house. And top set Coyotes at plus 220 in regulation. So you guys bet that better than I did. Slatsy coming off a 4-0 night says, I think everybody was on the Oats in some way. We were. He says this chat is spectacular. Now, he got in wild money line last night, minus 140, minus 1 at plus 112. He moved with me on Abs money line, minus 140, moved to minus 165. 2 minutes after we talked about it. Yeah, it was wild. Jay Peasy in the house. He's the voice you hear to start our show every morning. The first voice you hear is our guy, Jay Peasy. James Parham in the house. The nuke worker. Dan Kelly. If there's a future, I mean, this guy is he's a machine. Says a couple weeks ago in the chat, I posted Bulls plus 510 yes to make the playoffs. Just got on Heat plus 4.5 at minus 210. For a guaranteed winner and a big middle to root for. Got lucky with Butler being out. Yeah, it's funny. We talk about the evolution of our capping. I'm on the hottest streak of live betting of my life. You know, the only thing I did last night was I got in on the under 253.5 in the Hawks Bulls game. And I didn't even get in on that until late third. Right when I knew that there was no comeback coming from Atlanta. It was just going to be a blowout. And when Butler went down, I immediately, looked at what it was live. What was the line? At that point, right when he got hurt, the line was minus 5.5 for the Sixers. And 5 years ago, I bet that immediately. I think, I've got this advantage. They can't put in line. But now I know, no, No, just take a second, take a breath, let the commercial go, see if Butler is okay, see if he's going to play and push the teammates on. And so I didn't bet it. Composure. That's what we're doing now. I'm keeping my composure. I'm not just panicking immediately. That's a great spot, though, Dan Kelly. Top set in the house says, I know nothing in NHL to pick players would be a joke. No problem. Top set. No, this is we're not. This is for people, who cap NHL, want to get to work. It's no pressure if you don't cap NHL. Serious business in the house, ready to get to work. Rocco Rogers, 5-0 sweeping NHL last night. Tampa Leafs game, Yotes Oilers, so hyped for the playoffs. Rocco, my man. Fill the kill. I love it. Slatsy, here we go. Andrew G. Butler under 35.5 points, rebounds, assists, says, that's why I love betting unders. Only bad things can help you. And we were, did you hear how adamant Dan Kelly was that the public betting Jimmy Butler over 23.5 points was laugh out loud funny? Just absolutely love it. There's something about serious business's name that just gets me focused. Serious business. Let's get to work. Philly Eagle Flyer in the house. Julian Cesario says, couldn't get the Diamondbacks first 5 under 4.5, so I went with the Nerfy 3 innings under 2.5, 7 innings under 6.5, and it's now 5.5. Wow. Yeah, we figured that. I mean, when I looked this morning, it moved to 4 plus 100. I paid for it. It cost minus 122. We figured that. Slatsy, Nuki, liking the Expos uniforms. Yeah, I'm gonna start bringing out some more unis, man. I got a closet over there of them, long live Les Expos. Collins Clips in the house. Dan Kelly says, I feel sorry for any fan who never got to see a game at Jerry Park. Even better than Fenway. Oh, that makes me so jealous. It was the year of the strike. That broke our hearts. Expos leading the National League can finally get over Blue Monday. Frank Virginia in the house says, Guardians and Penguins screwed my parlays. Well, those were two of my losses. And if the Jays didn't fall apart, I would only have lost 3 games. I would have gone 8-3. But yeah, those are two of my losses, Frank. I'm sorry that I led you in that direction. Luigi in the house, the sweaty butcher, Clark Edge, Nordy ready to get to work. Wine Time Sports. Wine Time 8-4 on the 12 props he took in the first game. Yeah, it was really fun. It was really fun, my man. Top Set said he crushed it by singling Bam, Butler, Embiid, and Harris. North Ender says we just keep winning. So let's stay in our shoes and just keep doing that because it's got to be about 7 weeks of it now. Josen one with me on that Diamondbacks first 5 under 4.5. I love it. Kong's Clips is on the Rangers and the Diamondbacks money line. The one play Top Set's made is the over 7.5 in San Francisco. The reason why I don't think there's going to be offense is because I think if there's going to be offense in that game, it's going to come from the Giants attacking Ryan Nelson, and it's tough. They had the early game in Miami yesterday. They fly from Miami to San Francisco and then play the late game tonight. I'm not sure if the Giants sticks are going to be where we want them to be. I'm not sure. Slotty says, my old man had season tickets at Jerry Park. When I was 16, I went with him and his friends, and there was a doubleheader and beer cups up to my knees and had to drive them all home. Special. That does sound nice. It's great to be rocking with you guys. Swiggy says, love to see Jimmy's NHL run. Confidence is contagious. It is very important. It is very important. Troy Torrance says, IO, very important. Romy Rome's in the house. Nice to see you. Yes, as a team, we're crushing it. This is group stuff. Look, you guys stick by me when I'm struggling. Right now, we are rolling. Just good God, are we rolling? Razor sharp picks, Gambler's first glance, winner that Miami 3 at the buzzer, killed the under. It wasn't that. It was that off-the-ball foul that shouldn't have been called. That 1 point. I mean, I would, look, I was waiting all first half. I was saying, when do I move on the over? And I was like, this doesn't feel like an over game. When do I move on it? 198, 195, 188. When do I move on it? And then by the time I was like, oh, it's starting now, it was just a little too late. To get in live. Troy Torrance, ready to get to work. Voodoo Ranger, Rodney Barton. Great to see all you guys. Philly Eagle Flyer, Kelly McKinnis, Steve G. I love it. I absolutely love it. Kong Slip said I had a coworker tell me about an NBA postseason contest to do with plus minus or something. That sounds very interesting. That is something that I will ask around. That's a very interesting way of handling things. It'd be sort of tricky. You'd probably have to redraft each time. Kelly McKinnon says the Coyotes were a pre-wrap gift. There's my guy Markel in the house. Doug, Nate Dog 420, Coin ready to eat. All of you guys ready to go. The Cod guy and J Dub gifting a Pub Sports Radio membership. J Dub, thank you, my friend. J Dub blessing our action to get us started. Ray Charles, Vaughn Polo, great to see all you guys. Brent Cook getting the membership. It is time to get to work. And thank you for joining us. This is obviously our life. Now, family is the most important, but this is our life. This is where we get almost all of our joy. This is where we spend all our time studying. This is it. And when it's going well, it just feels so goddamn good. Now let's keep it going. Let's bring on our guest for NHL every Thursday right here on Pub Sports Radio. Please welcome from beautiful Belleville, Ontario, our guy, Red Gogster in the house. Mr. Gogster, how are you, my friend?
Good, Jimmy. How you doing, man? It's been a minute.
It has been, it's been 7 days. 7 days since we last rocked together, my friend. And this is a very, very tricky NHL card. Very, very tricky NHL card.
Last day, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm dumb hot right now.
Woo!
And I'm just taking everything pretty calmly and pretty casually. So this first game, let's get right after it. Let's get right after it here. And Seattle Kraken, 33-35-13, 16-17-7 on the road at the Minnesota Wild, 39-32-10, 20-14-6 at home. We're at XL Energy Center in St. Paul, Minnesota. Marc-Andre Fleury, the surprise one-year extension. Let's talk about the pros and cons here, because my man Slatsy's moved on the Minnesota Wild. You're going to run with Slatsy. You're in really good company.
Yeah.
When Slatsy told me he was on the Wild, I spent some time with his hockey game. Extra time. And Marc-Andre Fleury signing the extension, that's a pro on the side of Minnesota. Probably going to play his heart out. This is a Minnesota team that has had a very disappointing season. Mm-hmm. Losing Spurgeon. We know he's the heart. Imagine Spurgeon and Faber next year.
Oh, unbelievable. So, yeah, Brock Faber. I think he was I want to say he was almost a Hobie Baker finalist too. This guy's a stud.
Oh, didn't he win it? I thought. Sorry.
He maybe won. I know his name caught. Yeah, he's been an up and comer for a while. And if he didn't have that injury,
he should. Now, Bedard's going to win Rookie of the Year, but any other year, Faber is the Rookie of the Year. Now, Matt Zuccarello remains away for personal reasons. They lose Spurgeon. We know how important Spurgeon is. And Marcus Foligno also done for the year. JPC says, I think the Leafs finally make it past the first round this year playing these pathetic Bruins. If you try and tell that to anybody in Toronto, they'll laugh in your face. They're so used to losing, it almost sounds like they're Vancouver Canuck fans. They'll laugh in your face. They'll say we have no chance. They'll laugh. It's unbelievable. If you say I think they can beat Boston, and they'll go over all the times Boston's beat them, all what the numbers are racing, and then you'll be like, well, that was with Bergeron and Krejci. Oh, it doesn't matter. They'll just But I'm interested in what you're saying here. We got Mel and Steve G. I must have missed Steve G. make a comment about. Best look at that, Mel. Best bet, Winnipeg to win the series at plus 115. Oh, what? Well, because I'm going to be on the Predators to beat the Canucks, I think. But we'll go, wow, Mel, that's a copy and paster. Oh, Mel, that's copy and paster. Okay, so back to this Minnesota spot.
Yeah.
So Zuccarello away for personal reasons. I bet you he doesn't play another game in a Wild uniform. That's not something that Bill Guerin would take lightly. Now, maybe there's something real serious going on in his life, and I shouldn't have said that. But leaving with 2 weeks left in the year of a bad year doesn't sit well. Eli Tolvanen and Vince Dunn out for the Kraken. Here is my problem, is that the Wild just finished this 5-game road trip, saw them go 3-2. They finished it with that 3-1 win at the Kings on Monday. So, yes, they have Tuesday off. They practice Wednesday. They play Thursday. But they come back from a 5-game road trip, and then they all leave on Friday. How many Minnesota Wild are going to live in Minnesota in the offseason?
True.
So then you have the Kraken on this road trip. They played very well against the Jets. That was it was just a very tough hockey game. They were outshot 24-23. They lose 4-3 to the Jets. Now, the Jets were in the perfect spot because they were coming back from a road trip. And the Kraken now have been, this is a much better spot for the Kraken. They finished their hockey game Tuesday night in Winnipeg. They go to sleep. They wake up. They head to Minnesota. They probably don't practice. Thursday, they're going to have a light morning skate. I'm not saying that I want the Kraken here, but I don't know if I want to pull the trigger on the Wild -1. And maybe I should. Take it away. Go. And let me give you the line history quick before you take it away, a Gogster, because that is important too. That is important too, because the only bet I moved on, Avalanche -1, has moved like 30 cents in my favor. And we know why. I was following the Avalanche beat writer and the Edmonton Oilers beat writers. We knew who was going to be playing. I'm not entirely sure for the Avalanche who's going to be resting, in all honesty, but we know who's going to be resting for the Oilers. Well, okay, we don't know exactly who. We're guessing who's going to be resting. We know who's being called up from the AHL. That's a better way of putting it. So here we go. Minnesota's at -152 at Pinnacle. They opened up at -147. Now, there had been a move back to Seattle. This was -145 a little while ago. But at this point, we have 5 cents of movement towards Minnesota. Maybe that's enough for us to have confidence moving on it. This total's at 6 -113 to the under. Opened up -112 to the under. Mr. Gogster, take it away. Am I leaving money on the table, not back in the Minnesota Wild here?
Unbelievable breakdown, Jim, right there. And I wasn't aware, actually, that Fleury contract extension. He hasn't been that good, though. His last few games here, guys, 5.17 goals against. I already fired on this, Jim, but your case for Seattle here, I know you're not taking them, but it is a better spot. Off that road trip, too, 5-game road trip you were saying there. The only thing that I would say that is in the favor of the Wild here is the power play. Just really this month, the last kind of week or two, that's kind of what I've been looking at. 29% compared to 13% for the Kraken. And these penalty kills, guys, 76% and 72%. So if the Wild get in the power play, I think that's how they're going to win this game. Now, they are missing some key players like Jimmy brought up. Still no Vince Dunn. He's been out for a while. He's not coming back. So I end up firing. I do think the Wild are gonna win this one. Not after that breakdown from you, Jimmy. I'm a little more nervous on this one, but we're firing on Minnesota money line and the over 4.5 goals here. Based on those special teams here. I do think Seattle is going to be able to score. They got shut out 3-0, lost 5-2 as well. Wild are 2-0 against Seattle this year, but I see there being goals in this game, Jim. I do. Grubauer's been okay. He has been touched up this year against Seattle. So the two lines, though, for Minnesota guys, they got a lot of guys from the Iowa Wild of the AHL that are called up on those bottom two lines that I noticed. So I'm gonna trust Minnesota here. I think they're gonna be able to kind of rally the troops here, Jim. Better special teams. It's going to be a tight game. Could go to overtime as well. That's why I'm on the money line on Minnesota. But give me that over 4.5 in the Wild tonight, guys. Plus 110.
Over 4.5 and the Wild. Let me pull up all of your action.
Kills the juice there, yeah.
I am surprised that you're only getting 110 on that. I guess because it's correlated. They're hurting you. So Minnesota score 5 goals and win the hockey game, and you're only getting a little bit over. I mean, I would.
No. That's the over for the full game over. Sorry. Jim.
Oh, thank you. Okay,
full
that
game.
makes more sense.
I was going to say, plus 110 is not too bad, but no, if it was full game, team total, it would be a lot higher. Yeah, no, full game. No,
that makes a ton of sense there. We got Sharpie in the house. Sharpie, I've copied and pasted that. And what a season you've already gotten off to. We'll be discussing that one heavy. Thank you, Sharpie, for rocking with us, my man. Tropset says, I don't know much, but the Wild is the spot. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. And look, when I ride with Slatsy, I get paid.
There you go.
But I don't think ever coming back from a 5-game road trip is the spot. And Winnipeg is the hottest team in the league, and they came back from a 5-game road trip and squeaked, 4-3, and they were kind of in control. But
in all honesty, Jim, I'm a little. You're making good points. I'm a little nervous on this game, to be honest. Just the spot, the court case there, in your favor there. If I had to hammer, I'd say that Seattle Kraken, case you're making for them is really strong here, but. Let's trust the Wild, but it's not a game I'm in love with, even though I already fired on it plus 110.
You know, I'm going to stay off of this spot. I'm going to cheer for you guys, and that will be it for me. Let's move on. 8 p.m. Eastern. Vancouver Canucks 50, 22-9, 23-13-4 on the road at Winnipeg Jets 51, 24-6, 26-11-3. We're at the Canada Life Center in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and the Iron Lady is going to get another start, right, to get in a rhythm before the playoffs.
Oh, I thought it was DeSmith, but is Thatcher coming out of the woodworks again?
Well, what do you have listed? I had Thatcher listed, the Iron Lady wanting one more shot before the playoffs to get into a rhythm. Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one, right? Oh, look at that.
Hello. What's the cover on that?
Oh, man. That's old school hockey. Remember before cages? Before they had, goalie masks? Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I'm slightly aroused. Laurent Brosseau, we need that confirmed. We need it's even Rem Most. I'm right there with you. Slatsy says, what do the Kraken have to play for? They have not won on this road trip, and they don't have anything to play for. And you're right, the Minnesota Wild are playing for their home fans who've sold that rink out nonstop. That's absolutely right. That's totally legitimate.
I think it'll be a higher scoring game here. Just going back to that Minnesota game, it's just those the bottom two lines worry me a little bit.
Kelly McInnes has DeSmith expected.
Yep, same thing, and Brossois is confirmed from what I'm seeing here on Roto.
The Canucks coming off their second straight win in 34 games, 4-1 at home over Calgary on Tuesday. The Jets coming off their seventh straight win, 4-3 at home over the Kraken. Both teams come into this meaningless finale healthy. Let's get into the line history here for this one. This total is sitting at 5.5. It's minus 116 to the over. This got up to 6 for a while and then came back. It's not a real 5.5 because it's plus 103 to the under. From a money line standpoint here, the Winnipeg Jets are minus 123. They opened up at minus 130. 7-cent move away from the Jets. Just a 4-cent move on the Canucks. And shout out to our guy, TJ, in the house. Says, let's go Rangers. TJ, join our playoff pool. It'd be so much fun to have you in the playoff pool. TJ will be giving us best bets here for tomorrow. Best bets. So with Dabby Cab and MLB, TJ will be back in action with us. Slatsy saying Besser not playing. Besser had a very good season this year, one that I wasn't expecting. I'd completely given up on him, and he had a very good season. Rick Tocchet got everything out of him. So we have this slight move towards Vancouver. And look, Gogster, we have been destroying NHL, focusing solely on motivation. If you want to take the motivation out of the game, well, then it's flip a coin time. And I'm not interested in flipping coins. But you can mine angles out of these games. I'm not saying you can't. And maybe it's a defeatist attitude, but it's not a defeatist attitude because I've been losing. I've been making money. Take it away, Gogster, Knuckleheads, Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some rest here from this game. A lot of these players I don't think are going to be going. So it's a tough game with all these games too, guys. They're not going now from at least 8 p.m. Eastern onwards. So we're not going to get a lot of updates probably from these games, unfortunately. But I think there's not going to be a lot of these starters are going to be in, Jim. What are they playing for? Winnipeg's locked her up.
But do we know that? Because the issue is cap room. Like the Leafs have no cap room. The Oilers have a little bit of cap room so they can bring people up. The Canucks have no cap room that I know of. Who have they brought up? I mean, we got to go into the beat writers here, but it's all about cap room. And if you don't have it, you have to play. Like the Leafs fading the Leafs on the second half of a back-to-back was the greatest thing in the world because they had no hope. They had to play everybody again. Mm-hmm. But sorry, keep rolling. I'll see if I can grab the cap issues and who's being called up for the Canucks right now. But keep rolling, my man.
Yeah, no. Winnipeg guys, they 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They've won their last 8 games in a row, 7 games in a row. Sorry, so they've kind of done what they had to do. They locked up that home ice against Colorado. So, this isn't much for Winnipeg, and then Vancouver too. I think this is going to be more of a rest game. I expect DeSmith to go in this game. So where I'm going to go in this game, guys, it should be a lower scoring game. I see why that's 5.5, but we're going with the Gogster special here. No goal in the first 9 minutes, 30 seconds. It's going to be plus 110 in this hockey game. Like I said, Winnipeg's done what they had to do. And then Vancouver, they're playing good defensive hockey. Just their last couple games here, 4-1 win against Calgary, 3-1 win against Edmonton. So give me the no goal early, Jim, and I can see this game staying under the total.
Yeah, I get it. I get that look. I'm off of this one. I just hope that both teams leave healthy. Swiggy says no updates on AHL transactions yet, where the Manitoba Moose would say to send somebody up. So I guess we'll have to bring back Maggie, the Iron Lady, during the playoffs.
There you go.
Thank you for those, Jose. That last one really got me nicely. 9 p.m. Eastern. Next up for us, the San Jose Sharks, 1953-9, 8-28-4 at the Calgary Flames, 37-39-5, 2019-1 at home, Scotiabank, Saladome, Calgary, Alberta. Georgi Romanov in between the pipes. You can give us your thoughts on Georgie and talk about his AHL season. Jacob Markstrom, 23-23-2, 2.78 goals against average, 905 save percentage, 2 shutouts. San Jose power play is better than Calgary's power play. Calgary has better penalty killing. The line for this was shocking. I understand that the Sharks have brought up the Barracudas basically up for this one, and the injury list is just like absolutely ridiculous. Benning out, done. Jan Ruda outdone. Jacob McDonald outdone, and Ty Emberson as well. There's 4 defensemen out. You have Hoffman out because he's heartless. LeBanc out. Zadina, Barabanov. It's just crazy. But the Flames at minus 261 is surprising. They opened up minus 256. They got up to minus 277. Wow. I looked at them on the puck line. The puck line. My man, those days happen. And he says, baseball destroyed him, but if it wasn't for the Coyotes, those underprops for basketball, says he loves this group in this channel. Thank you, my dudes, for everything. My dude, we love capping with you, my man. And those days happen. You just got to, as soon as they start happening, you can't keep focusing on the loss. You have to focus on tomorrow. Move on to tomorrow immediately.
Bounce back.
Jarek White on the Sharks plus 1.5. Johnny K thinking Sharks. San Jose comes in off their second straight loss, 9-2 at Edmonton on Monday. So that group stays on the road, stays in Alberta, doesn't go to the clubs in Alberta. Who's going to a nightclub in Alberta on a Tuesday or Wednesday night? In Alberta. They've been outscored 15-4 over their last 2 games. No one's going to a strip club either. No contact dances, and they heat up coins and throw them at the stage. It's horrifying. The Flames had their 2-game winning streak snapped in a 4-1 loss to Vancouver on Tuesday. They'll be without Blake Coleman and Joel Hanley in the finale. Look, I get that the Flames minus 1.5 is probably the bet. But I made not a lot of money. I made okay money fading Calgary to not make the playoffs. Got that plus 130. It's just $400. So and then I got Calgary under 93.5 points. And I don't want to back them here on the last game. I don't want to trust this team. Slatsy says Flames 6-1 last 7 for sure. Maybe I'm leaving money on the table. Here. I just Sharks getting embarrassed. I don't know. It's the Flames on the puck line is probably the spot, but I don't want to move on it. Did you move on it?
I did not move on this game. I have the same thing as you, though, Jim. I said I think the line's a little too high here. I was going to talk about Romanov here, Gorgie. He actually came in for relief, guys, against Edmonton there. He stopped 15 of 16 I have here when Cooley came out there, old Devin Cooley. So came in against Edmonton, looked okay. He's got a 904, though, for the Barracuda. But, guys, this Barracuda team, they're no good, too. So between the Sharks and the Barracuda, they're both, Barracuda's not even going to make the playoffs. It's never a good sign when both of your teams aren't making the playoffs. Shout out to Belleville Senators who are going to make the playoffs. But looking at this game here, guys, 40% power play, Jim, for Calgary in their since April. So in the last few weeks here, their power play has been really strong. 15% for the Sharks. Their scoring is just going to fall off here with all these young guys who aren't scoring in the AHL for the most part. And defensively, they got some issues, but defensively, they have their key guys in. They got, other than just Jack Thompson, who I'm not too familiar with, but their other 5 here, that's their mainstay. It's offensively where they're missing a lot of these, their main players who are going to score goals. So this should be another low-scoring game. I'm going with no goal again, Jim. No goal first 9 minutes, 30 seconds, plus 125 here. And I don't think this game gets as high scoring as people think. I think this Romanov will have a good start, and then Wolf on the other side, he has looked a little bit shaky, but this is it's his last game in his rookie contract, so I think he's going to want to have a good game here. San Jose doesn't have much in the tank left, in my opinion. So give me the no goal, Jim, 9 minutes, 30 seconds, and I wouldn't talk anyone off first period or full game under here.
Interesting way of handling it, and I like it, especially after allowing 9 goals in the previous game. They got to be tighter defensively.
Yeah.
Mel says tonight's game here in Denver will be a scrimmage. We're hoping to see Andrei Kovalenko's kid in the lineup. Ooh. This is my only action thus far in NHL. 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Edmonton Oilers 49-26 and 6, 21-17 and 2 on the road at Colorado Avalanche 49-25 and 7, 39-1 at home. Ball Arena in Denver, Colorado. So I'm going back to the Lightning Leafs well. That was a slam dunk.
Yeah.
You have the Oilers on the second half of a back-to-back with nothing to play for. Second half back-to-backs are hard. You need to put out max energy. And when the second half back-to-back, nothing to play for, none's going to happen. We know they brought up Adam Aaron, Sam Gagner. What a character, what a guy he is, you know. What's he played? 1,200 games, and he's still just fighting his tooth and nail to get a chance to play in the NHL. I'm sure that his dad, Dave Gagner, is very proud of Sammy and his career, and so he's being recalled from Bakersfield. And then Philip Broberg is already playing, you know, for them.
He's a stud.
Yeah, he looks really good. So this is the third game in 4 nights for the Oilers. We know that they're resting players. And Colorado comes in off their second straight loss, 4th in 5 games, 4-3 in overtime in Vegas. They've allowed 26 goals over their last 5 games. In these meaningless hockey games, I want to be talked off of the home team. The home team has something to play for with the fans filling the arena. They've also lost 4 or 5. I want to fade the tired team with nothing to play for. This all is in my wheelhouse. So before Pinnacle arrived on the scene for this line, I got minus 140 and plus 170. This wasn't that long ago. Because was it not available at the end of last night? It wasn't available. Maybe, yeah, I can't remember, man. But I got it very early this morning. So I got minus 140 plus 170. It's now minus 185 on the money line at 365. So I beat that line by 45 cents and plus 140. I got plus 114 on the Avalanche. Oh, Demko confirmed for the Canucks.
He's in, eh?
There we go. There, I told you guys. They got to get him ready for the playoffs.
They do, 100%. 100%.
I told you guys, man.
Should be a lower scoring game, I think.
Told you guys. Now that's going to be much better for your under.
Jim?
And that's why there hasn't been a move towards the Jets. Thank you, Slatsy. But back to this one. The Avalanche have allowed 26 goals over their last 5 games. I know this is a meaningless game, but this is unacceptable. Bednar will not accept it. I love the way Bednar coaches. I think he's a hell of a coach. And I'm on the Colorado Avalanche minus 1, and I got plus 114 on this page. Take it away, Gogster, Oilers Avalanche.
I'm not talking you off it, Jim. I think with them coming into the playoffs kind of a little bit just not playing well, 7-0 loss to Winnipeg too. Geez, you're going to see them now, and they got that home ice. So I think they're going to try and get it right here in this game. I expect it to be their starter here, which is brain for Gorgiev.
Justice.
Oh, is it going to be Justice?
I had my whole cap was I preferred a Noonan in net here. I agree because they don't necessarily Gorgiev. If anything, Goldie's give him a little bit of rest. He hasn't been good either. He's 521. It's not like you're taking a goalie out of his rhythm either here. I would rest him. I do agree with that. A Noonan start there. I'm going to be off this game though, just because I don't know who you were saying, Jim, but who's going to be in and out for this hockey game. I don't know who's going to be in for Colorado. I don't know if they're going to rest guys. And the game doesn't start, guys, till I think 9:30 Eastern, so we're not going to know for at least another hour, I think. So you don't think the 45-cent move indicates that both Draisaitl and McDavid will not be playing?
Yeah, no, and
so, I mean, who cares? Who cares if McKinnon and Makar aren't out there?
No, and I would expect because Kane was out last game, so Kane's probably going to play this.
No, Kane. I think Kane's going to continue to rest.
Oh, they're going to rest Kane
I
too,
believe
right?
He's going to continue to rest.
And they called up they called up someone from Bakersfield too. You said
2 guys, Aaron and Gagner.
and Gagne. So Ernie and Gagne, and those are two guys that are going to be like they're more veteran players. So they're not going to have much goal
And
scoring.
Steve G confirming
that too. So you know what, that line is awfully low for Colorado. If this is the case, and it does sound like it, 60% power penalty kill. Sorry. For Colorado, though, of late. So they got to, but the thing is, there's no McDavid and there's going to be no Draisaitl, which makes sense.
Which we're at this point, we're still guessing. The Oilers have not confirmed that, but that's our expectation.
Why? Yeah, why would you, right? Like, it doesn't make any sense to really start these guys, especially they played last night, right, in Arizona.
They did. Yeah.
So yeah, they're going to rest tonight for sure. Like, I wouldn't even think twice about that. This is a meaningless game, back to back. No point of risking anything, Jim.
They pulled
up those two players too. So this is kind of that. It looks like you're getting the line before it's going to, I think, move a lot. I can see this going to -200. No.
Oh yeah, for sure by puck drop. But for full transparency, I will. And this is not a hedge. I need you guys to know this is not a hedge. I will lose my future if the Avalanche win this hockey game by a half point. I got the under 106.5. This is not a hedge. I truly believe that there's a big advantage on the home team going up against a team that's has a meaningless hockey game, third game in 4 nights, second of a back-to-back without their stars.
You convinced me, Jim. You convinced me.
So what are you adding?
Well, I'm not going to add it, but I agree with the fact that Colorado, it's more likely than not to play here. And I would get it earlier than not, guys.
We roll on. Next up for us, 10 p.m. Eastern, we have the Anaheim Ducks, 26-50-5, 14-24-2 on the road at Vegas Golden Knights, 45-28-8, 27-11-2 at home, T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, Nevada. John Gibson, I have listed. I'm not sure if he'll be in. 13-27-2, 3.54 goals against average, 888 save percentage. Just another bad year for him. He had such a great opportunity to go to a good hockey team, but he's not playing good enough to do it. Aiden Hill on the other side, 19-11-2, 2.7 goals against average, 910 save percentage, 2 shutouts. I do think that Aiden Hill will be in net because you got to get him right for the playoffs. He hasn't played very much, but I'm not sure if someone else can confirm the Aiden Hill confirmed for Vegas. Thank you, Slatsy. So, Johnny K says they're going to make Vegas look real good here. I'll tell you what. Here, I spent and I'm not exaggerating. I spent I don't know. 4 hours, 5 hours trying to decide if I was going to take the Golden Knights on the -1.5 line. And they are resting players tonight. So Nashville Predators are stuck in that spot. The question is, who is going to play Edmonton in the playoffs? Is it going to be Vegas or LA? If Vegas wins, they're going to play Edmonton in the first round of the playoffs. And this game starts 30 minutes before the Blackhawks Kings game. So the Ducks. So let me just go over that first. So we're thinking, Vegas wants to win this game, cares about winning this game. Anthony Mantha not playing. Chandler Stevenson not playing. Alexander Pietrangelo not playing. William Carrier not playing. And of course, Mark Stone not playing, amongst others. Okay. And then for the Ducks, Mason McTavish, I'd be shocked to see him out there, even though I'd like to. Brock McGinn, who cares? But Pavel Mintyukov, Mason McTavish aren't going to be out there.
Yeah.
What I don't want, and so I could have got them at 365 on the puck line at -135. It's now -140, so it's expensive. And the longer I sat with it, so the Ducks coming off their second straight loss, 4th in 5 games, but it was on Saturday. This is a well-rested group. Now, did they get to Vegas early? Did they go out in Las Vegas? I don't have those answers. If I did, and maybe, are they just letting go? Are they just giving up? I was trying to figure this out last night. I don't want to leave money on the table right now with the way we're running in NHL. And I was like, should I just take them on the puck line? Is this just a smash and grab? And then I started thinking, does Vegas care? I don't know if they do. Do they care whether they play Edmonton or Dallas? I don't know. Cutter Gauthier on that first line with Carlson and Killorn. They're trying. Zegras has had such a bad year. He's trying with Vetrano and Strome on the second line. And by the end of it, when I saw who they were resting, Michael Johnson says under. Look, Mike, I love unders, but I need defensive intensity. And in these meaningless games, there's no defensive intensity to find. So in the end, I don't trust Vegas. Now, maybe not being on Calgary and Vegas on the puck line is leaving money on the table. Maybe it is. I couldn't get to the Vegas puck line at this number. I truly don't know if they care. I don't know if they care. I don't know if Edmonton is. I would say Dallas would be slightly tougher than Edmonton. Some people might say they're definitely tougher than Edmonton. I don't know some people, but I'm off at this point. I just I'm not interested here. Take it away, Gogster, Ducks, Knights.
Yeah, I'm not going to jump in front of this one either, Jim. I think if anything, this Vegas team, they want to play Dallas. They've had a much better number this year against Dallas. Against Edmonton, they've actually struggled a little bit this year. Vegas, and then looking on the other side of the things, the Kings don't want to play Dallas. They've scored 1 goal in 3 of the games, lost 4-1, 4-1, and 5-1. They've at least won a game against the Oilers, and they went to the shootout in the other game there. So this is a game. Actually, I just tweeted this out, guys. I think Anaheim in the first period is going to be live here. Offensively, wow. Jim. Offensively here, the Cutter here, BC guys, they lost that final against Denver. So this kid, he's a number 1 pick here, or top 3 pick for this team. He's on the line with Leo Carlsson, another young player. Then you got the leader in Killorn. You got Troy Terry on the 3rd line with Lundstrom and another younger player here that they called up. So I think they got enough fire here. They're coming off that loss to the Kings. Just by the looks of it and what they're doing here, I have Dostal expected as well here. He's been okay, 2.98 goals against, about a 900 save percentage. And then Hill, they're going to try and they want Hill just to get right. Kind of, he hasn't looked as strong here. I have Jim 864 in his last 5, 915 though at home. So that's decent. But there's a lot of players that are going to be up and down for this Vegas team. Penalty kills too. Both teams are 66%. Since April. So I think Anaheim first period, guys, plus 200. I think that's going to be live here. I just tweeted it out and I'm going to bet it after the show here. So yeah, that's where I'm going to look here, Jim. I think Anaheim are going to have, I don't think Vegas really care about this game. I really don't. I defensively, yeah, I don't think they're going to obviously don't put Hill in some bad spots here, but I don't think offensively they're going to just try to this is going to be the Ducks are going to come out, I think, in this game, guys. I don't know how they're going to look 60 minutes, but first period, calling up Cutter here. Great name, Cutter. It's his first game. He's going to do something here. At least I think this Anaheim team in the first period, guys, are live. You there, Jim?
You're muted, Jimmy.
Sorry about that. Sorry, Carter was yelling. 10:30 p.m. Eastern, Chicago Blackhawks 23-53-5, 7-32-1 on the road at the Los Angeles Kings, 43-27-11, 21-12-7 at home. We're at Crypto in Los Angeles, California. I got Mrazek and Talbot listed. Yeah. Mrazek 18-31-4, 3.05 goals against average, 908 save percentage, 1 shutout. Talbot 26-20-6, 2.47 goals against average, 915 save percentage, and 3 shutouts. Going to the line history here, one of my concerns is if Vegas is up 1-0 or 2-0. And the Kings have gone from minus 357 to minus 354. Another concern is counting on the Kings. You know, the Blackhawks coming off their 5th straight loss, 3-1 at Vegas on Tuesday. I imagine they partied on Tuesday night, flew out Wednesday, and are here Thursday. But this is as healthy as the Blackhawks have been all year. The Kings come off that 3-1 loss at home to Minnesota on Monday. All they had to do was beat Minnesota. That's all they had to do to stay away from Dallas. They couldn't do that. And I was afraid to back the Kings in that one. And I've got futures on the Kings. It's not helpful. And LA's very healthy right now. Both teams are very, very healthy. If Vegas is up 2-0, I'll bet Chicago. If Vegas is up 4-0, I will. No, I'm not, live bet. I don't know how much I would put on it, but you're going to get a huge line. I mean, I guess it would just be like the standard $100, I'm not putting a full unit on it or anything like that, but I do not trust this Kings team. They under 6 minus 111 now, under 6 minus 118. But if they played the Stars and they had no pressure on them at all, I honestly think they could be live in that series. And you could say, well, look what things change in the playoffs. This is a big Kings team, very big. And, do I, what? Oh, I get a chance to fade Duchesne and Sagan and Jamie Benn? Sign me the fuck up. But we'll get to that when we do. This again, doesn't appeal to me here. Top set says, I need another single game NHL parlay. Yeah, we can find that. I would then, I would just take the, I would take the Avalanche and I would take their team total over.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. I take the Avalanche team total over. If you need a third spot, that might become tricky. But if it's just 2-gamer, I would take Avalanche and the team total over. Take it away, Gogster. Oilers. Oh, sorry. Take it away, Gogster. Blackhawks, Kings.
Yeah, I'm going to trust the Kings here, Jim. I do think they're going to come out here first period, guys, just kind of killing the juice. I'm going to take first period minus 0.5 plus 100. Penalty kill, guys, for the Blackhawks, 56% in April there. It's been struggling, 90% for the Kings. So defensively, I like what I'm seeing from the Kings. I think it's going to be a lower scoring game, though. So I'm really expecting the Kings just to kind of come out really just play some good hockey, get up in this hockey game and don't have to really worry. Just kind of do your job and then see what happens in that Golden Knight game. But one thing about Mrazek, guys, I have your final year on contract. So whenever I have a goalie on their last game of their contract, I expect a good performance from them. I had no goal early first 9 minutes, but I canceled that out. I think the Kings are going to come up pretty hot here and get them on the power play. 56% penalty kill of late. That's tells me they're kind of they're just not playing good defensive hockey right now, Jim. So I'm taking first period, guys. LA Kings come out strong here, minus 0.5 plus 110.
We got Marcus Anderson's in the house. Great to see you, Marcus.
Mark?
Locked in for Gogster, and thank God Gogster's got a lot of action because I do not. I have the Colorado Avalanche -1, and even if I cash the -1 at plus 114, I will be 0.05 units away from finishing the regular season up double-digit units, but that's fine. I don't care. Avs -1 to plus 114 for me. For Gogster. Gogster's on Minnesota money line and the full game over 4.5. He's on Vancouver, Winnipeg, no goal first 9.5. San Jose, Calgary, no goal first 9.5. LA Kings first period -0.5, and he's adding the Ducks first period at plus 200. Ducks first period at plus 200. I'm curious to see, you don't want to turn a dog into a favorite, obviously, but I'd be curious to see here the plus a half for the Ducks.
Minus 130.
Yeah, that's probably too expensive. Probably too expensive.
I'll take the 200.
Yeah, you don't want the dog to fit. I did that with the Nationals first 3 plus a half. And, Jose said, well, at least you bet it, because maybe I wouldn't have bet it if I took it straight on the money line. That first 3 money line was plus 160. It's a big fucking difference. Gogster, great work, my man. We have a huge playoffs ahead of us. We believe in you. Go out there and get that cash. Any last words? Absolutely, Marcus. Absolutely. You can, of course. There's no. Yes. $50 American to get in, and we will send you your glorious winnings in American. But yeah, we'd love to have you, Marcus. Of course, my man. Gogster, take it away. Any last words for the Cappers here supporting the show?
I was just going to say, yeah, Mark, sign up for the tournament we have here, guys, the bracket we're doing here. Not so much bracket, but contest there. That's a better word for it. I'm about to do so right now. Should be fun, guys. We'll go head-to-head this year. It should be their inaugural, too, so it'll be fun to win. The first one would be nice, but we'll see, guys. A lot of good hockey cappers in our chat. And shout out to the golf. Golf is always, Jim, on Thursdays, too. I got RBC Heritage, guys. We got a couple of them looking good early, Cole and Cameron Young, but still Corey Connors, your guy Corey, Jim. I got him in the card here, 55-1. Brian Harmon, McCarthy, and Bezadenhout still haven't teed off, I believe. So you guys can fire on them. All long odds there. Gogster 99 is where you can find all that stuff, Jim. And I'll see you next. So are we doing the same schedule going forward, brother? Or
we'll see. Maybe there'll be some spots where we should. Good call. Definitely every Thursday, but let's see if we can add some spots as well.
Sounds good, guys. Look forward to it. Be good. Cash those tickets, and we'll see you soon.
There he is, Mr. Gogster in the house. We now move on to Major League Baseball, and this is a real legit card. There's angles in this card. I've moved on 2 spots. Philly says, can you do a bracket challenge also? We're not going to this year. I've never really seen the NHL bracket challenge as work and be very exciting, honestly. There's just not enough games. So I've just never seen it work. But we're definitely open to ideas, so we can definitely try it. Johnny K says, who's winning the Stanley Cup? Well, that comes to us tomorrow. Tomorrow, Bobano and I will break down the first round matchups. That's what we'll start the show with. First round matchups, game one matchups, all of that. But it's time to move on to Major League Baseball. Your star of MLB programming here on Pub Sports Radio, coming off a very strong day. You're running nights when all your leans are hitting as well. Please welcome from San Antonio, Texas, home of the Southtown 101 and Pub Sports Radio, our guy, Mr. Jose Bouquett. Jose, how are you?
Good, Jimmy. I'm excited. Very excited about today's card. I've got one game I've been waiting a couple days for. The market is doing what I want it to, and I'm very excited. This is one of those bets where I tell all my friends, like, hey, you guys have to make this bet today. Like, this is the bet today. I'm looking everyone in the hypothetical face and saying, look at me. Ride with me here. But it's going to be a fun one.
I'm excited. I'm excited to break down this card with you as well. Tell us a little bit about your day yesterday.
By the way, what were the bets that I tried to get you on yesterday? You joined on the under, I believe, with the Cubs. And I think it was the Cubs. Obviously, we took first 5 and we pushed. I should have just taken full game, but damn, that was annoying. But yeah, I went 6-3-2 yesterday, plus 2 points to plus 2.92 units. So I'm back up on the year. I actually tweeted out my record and I fucking didn't even change the units, but we're rocking and rolling now.
Oh no, I retweeted it too.
Yeah, okay. I realized that this morning. I was like, oh fuck. Oh well, but I'm up 0.73 units now. It took a lot of math for me to try to get there. I was like, how the fuck did I do the today math? That was really stupid, but it's a good day. I feel like I'm seeing the board really well, and I'm exceedingly confident. Exceedingly.
Your spreadsheet should be doing the math for you, Jose. I don't know.
Yeah, I was trying to do the math for today, and
right.
yeah, and that's what I was trying to do. And me and Helga had like a 20-minute argument about it, so it was great.
Jacqueline in the house. Welcome, Jacqueline. KG1028 says Jose is sober today. Take his picks.
I should be drinking. I should be drinking. Yeah.
Boozy Jose dominated the board yesterday. Boozy Jose. Res Mob, Justin McKelvey, everybody ready to go. DC Capper, yesterday's best bet, Yankees money line win. Woo.
God, that was very annoying.
Richly deserved, DC. Richly deserved.
I was listening to the broadcast, and I heard them say they're probably not going to use Jimmy on 3 days in a row. And I was like, okay, that's not good. He didn't even throw that many pitches to close the game. So I was like, okay, whatever. And then they said they didn't want to use Romano back-to-back days. And I was like, oh, fuck. So that's when I heard that, and I was like, oh, boy, we might be fucked.
Oh, so that first pitch from second pitch from Swanson, Stanton takes out, and I'm like, oh, we're fucked. And then don't worry, Tim Mays is warming up. Tigers -1 was a loser. Blue Jays money line loser. Nationals first 3 was a winner for me. Chicago, Arizona first 5 under 5 was a winner. Reds first 5 pushed. Cincinnati, Seattle first 5 under 4 was a winner. Angels first 5 plus 107 was a winner, and the Guardians was a loser. Let's get to work, my friend. We have 5 games on the card. We're able to deep dive. We do have some of our cappers who've already given us looks. Morgan Spooner's on Texas Rangers money line. Also, he likes the Diamondbacks money line. Brent Cook's on the Rays money line, Guardians money line, Diamondbacks plus 1.5. And Stacks play today is the Cubs -1.5. Justin McElvey's also on the Rays first 5 -1/2. So let's get to work here. Los Angeles Angels 9-9, 7-5 on the road. The Tampa Bay Rays 10-9, 6-7 at home. We're at the Trop in St. Petersburg, Florida. Griffin Canning has disappointed me very much. I hate
you specifically.
I hate when you become a fan of a player and you like, 0-2, 9.88 ERA, 1.83 WHIP, 5 home runs. He's allowed over 13 2/3. Now, he had back-to-back starts versus the Red Sox. They touched him on both of those spots. Going up against Ryan Pepiot. 20 strikeouts over 16 2/3. Last start, 5 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 jacks, 6 Ks, and a walk. And 11-2 loss at home versus the Giants. You'll notice that we have a bunch of meek offenses going today. Angels versus righties, 243, 691 OPS. Rays versus righties, 240, 677 OPS. Let's get into the line history here and the cash flow and then hand it over. I've moved on 2 games I've not moved on this one, and I'd love to hear what Wine Time's plan is. All the LA Cappers, Jimmy Go, Julian Cesario, what your move is here, Jay Peasy, how you are handling the Angels here. Pepio and the Rays open up at minus 146. They're now minus 137, being a legit move towards the Los Angeles Angels, who at this point in the year look like a better baseball team than the Tampa Bay Rays, which I mean, I know will change, but so far, this total's at 8.5, minus 113 to the over. Now minus 117 to the over. So there's been a move towards the over. So 8 cents of movement towards the over. And then when we get into the cash flow, I thought I have it up here, but I can't. Oh, there it is right there. Sorry. We get to the cash flow here. We have a 96% of the bets on the Tampa Bay Rays. 96% of the bets. Fuck, man.
Yeah, do it again. Go back, Jimmy. Go right back to him. In my head, I was thinking, I know Jimmy's about to bet him again. And I kind of feel like he's semi-live today as well. But go right back to him.
50% of the tickets, 66% cash on the under. Jose, take it away. Good God. Take it away. Top Set says IC runs early and often, leading Rays and over. Steve G crushing, only fading the Rockies. I love it.
Yeah, I was gonna comment on that because
that's very cool what Steve's doing. It's very cool.
Exactly.
When something's working, you milk it, baby.
Yeah,
take it
I
away
like
for
that
us here,
too.
Jose. Let me hear your breakdown. Angels Rays.
Yeah, I think that Griffin Canning might be live to have a good start here today. I honestly passed this game because this was just like the sideshow to my main event, which is next. Truthfully, there's nothing. Again, I've been waiting for this game for like 2 days now, and I'm excited to talk about it. But yeah, shout out to Steve G for fading the Rockies. By the way, Jimmy, I'm sure you saw the Orioles last night walk-off win by 2 to cover the run line and the money line. Our friend Tim Earl was very ecstatic about that.
Sure.
His records now betting the Orioles this year: money line 12-6 plus 3.75 units. Run line 11-7 plus 7.6 units.
Wow. And they haven't even been playing that well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So just there you go. Just make that note for everyone out there. Yeah, I've stayed off this game though. I'd lean Griffin Canning and the Angels for sure. But no action for me here, unfortunately. That market is very intriguing. No movement with all those bets on the Rays.
No movement. We have a move towards the Angels.
Oh, well, there you go. I had a move, didn't see a movement when I was looking earlier, and I have. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's Angels or nothing for me, and I'm very interested in the Angels, but I'm more excited to talk about our next game.
Top says if you like the Angels, take their team total. Don't do anything stupid. The Rays have the worst bullpen in the league.
Oh my God, that was so great last night.
Not the
Thank
Angels.
God. Yeah, it was so. I was on the Angels last night as well, full game, first 5 as well. I thought at one point I was gonna lose the full game. God bless Reed Detmers, by the way, who you said he was an ace, then you balked. He's an ace. He's an ace. He's our guy.
I bet him. I bet Angels
awesome.
first 5. I didn't really balk. I just. I could feel people attacking it. There's Dennis Garcia in the house. Says Ola came to say hi. Can't stay. Operation Garcia continues tomorrow. Operation Garcia continues tomorrow. A DC Capper, who's running very hot. He doesn't care about these market moves.
Respect.
Yeah, totally. I'm going to also Primetime 99 says no Randy Arozarena. Do you think this move is the market move is predicated on this lineup? Not.
I don't think many players move lines like that. So
no, not 20 cents. Yeah, you're right.
So no. Well, but yeah, I definitely lean Angels, and I'd rather have it full game than first 5.
Rendon, Trout, Ward, Sano, Thaiss, Moniak, Rengifo, Shenuel, Nito for the Rays, Diaz, Palacios, Rosario, Ramirez, Caballero, Shenton, Mead, Siri, and Pinto.
And the only reason why I wouldn't be on a team total is because the more money's on the under there. I don't think there's been much movement. But yes.
Top Set says, but if the Rays are up 7-1, you may not win, but team total is still alive. Brian Watson going to roll with a DC Capper. I'm going to go up against DC Capper. I'm going to be on the Los Angeles Angels full game here today.
Yeah, I expect another bullpen implosion as well.
All right,
this bullpen's weird.
Let's move on to the game that everybody. Oh, am I going to need to? I'm not going to need to bet that now. I can wait a little bit. Let's move on to the game that everybody wants to talk about. 1:10 p.m. Eastern. We have the Texas Rangers 10-9, 5-4 on the road at the Detroit Tigers 10-8, 4-6 at home at Comerica Park in Detroit, Michigan. Let's pull up the weather here for this very intriguing Jack Leiter start. Here, weather-wise, let's get this up, and I apologize, I should have had it set up. Here we go. We have 61 Fahrenheit, 8.2 miles per hour to left field. Starts dying down during the game. Goes down to 5.7 miles per hour. We have Jack Leiter about to start. Of course, his dad, Al Leiter, two-time World Series champion, two-time All-Star. His uncle, Mark Leiter, had an 11-year MLB career. His cousin, Mark Leiter Jr., is playing for the Cubs. And here we have Jack Leiter. A lot of us, we talked about him with Vanderbilt. He struck out 41% of his opponents over 2 seasons. In his first 3 AAA appearances this season, he has struck out 43.9% of batters, and his walk rate is just 5.3. Now he has a 3.77 ERA. He's allowed, a few jacks that hurt him. So I don't think this is going to be very easy for Al Leiter. But the Tigers are bad offensively, 208, 620 OPS. Rangers, 267, 743 OPS. They're the only offense really to have any concern about today. With a lot of weak offenses going. Let's get into the line history here for the Tigers. The Tigers right now are sitting at plus 101. The Tigers opened up at minus 112. This move has happened over the last, hour or so. I guess not. Yeah, it was. Yeah, of course. Sorry, it was minus 114 at 8 a.m. So it's happened in the last 4 hours. From a total side of things here, we have a 9 minus 113 to the under. This opened up at 8.5. So we have so they're saying that there's going to be some volatility. Prime time was at the Tigers game yesterday. And Rangers. Okay, so here, let me just say that Kenta Maeda's looked better in each start. Now he's got continuity with back-to-back home starts. And I am on the Detroit Tigers' first 3 innings. If Jack Leiter is going to come out here and ball, then you can have my money. Now Sharpie has come in and said that his only bet today is Jack Leiter over 4.5 strikeouts at minus 120. Says the juice has moved up a bit. He'd pay up to minus 140. He says no kid deserves to be minus 150. They got to earn that, but he would buy it up to minus 140. A true teller is on that K prop that Sharpie delivered. The odds bunch. He's having some internet issues, but he ordered this router, so his channel and his show is going to be rolling here, and he's going to come on here and give us some pitching props for the early games before his show starts. So shout out to Sharpie. Take it away for us here, Jose Bouquett, Texas Rangers, Detroit Tigers.
I was going to do a bit here and call him a Mark Leiter and see how many lighters we can get through without calling him Jack, because you've already called him Al once, which was amusing to me.
When I talked about his dad?
No, you were like Jack. You were like Al Leiter on the mound here, and it was good. You called him Al right after talking about his dad. It was funny. I got a good laugh out of it.
Okay,
but no, I've been waiting for this game for 3 days now, Jimmy, since they announced it. Fuck Jack Leiter. Fuck his family. Fuck his cousins. Fuck everyone in the Leiter family. This guy sucks balls. He's going to get touched up today. First 5 over, full game over for me. 4.5, first 5, minus 120, 9 even money. He stinks. He stinks. Now, he's going to get a strikeout. So shout out to Sharpie. I expect that to cash, because 11 strikeouts, 1 walk, 2 walks in his last start. I expect him to strike people out. But he is going to get touched up here today by a bad offense in Detroit. And I do not think he succeeds in the MLB. I will plant my flag there now. This is my bet that I've told everyone around my space. Bet this over in this game. Fuck him. He's going to get touched up. I've talked to my buddy who faced him plenty of times. We've talked about how much he sucks. Maybe he's made a big bounce in the offseason this past year. I think he gets crushed here. And I will be fading him at every opportunity I can get. Now, it's helpful that KBO Kenta's on the other side. And once upon a time, I said he was closer to the KBO than the MLB. That's why I call him KBO Kenta, and he's been pitching pretty well. And I definitely think that him on the other side is going to help this over as well, because I don't think he's going to be very good against the Rangers offense that, is not as good as it was last year, missing, our guy Josh Young. But I do think this is going to be an over-type game. Now, the thing that's giving me wings of an angel and making me so confident in this spot right here, you were about to touch on it. 75% of the bets, 67% of the money on the under in this game, and yet this line did move up. Started at 8.5. We're actually seeing 8.5s again. How not? No, I was looking at the wrong game. Just kidding. 9s across the board now. There we go. Much better. But I just think that this is an over kind of game. Again, all that money on the under. We still went up. I think I wanted to take the Tigers too here, Jimmy. Like, I wanted to continue my fade here and take Tigers first 5 full game and invest
95% of the cash.
Oh, yeah.
Texas Rangers.
And the issue is, the line's moving now, gradually towards him. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'll wait. We'll see. But I do not think he succeeds here today. And the over is kind of my safe bet of like, you know what? If he doesn't get touched up as much as I think he does, I think at least the Tigers are very live to smack up KBO Kenta Maeda. Now, the back-to-back spot at home is obviously helpful, but I've been waiting for this bet for a while, so I'm on it. First 5 full game, and I think I'm going to be on a Tigers money line bet as well. I just don't know if I'm going to do first 5 full game here, so it's going to be fun.
It is going to be very fun watching this kid pitch. There's a couple other unknowns in the card. Nobody's asking about Brendan Bernardino at this point. They're asking about Jack Leiter. We all want to see, what Jack can do. Second overall pick in the 2021 draft. And this guy looks dangerous. But, 4 home runs he's allowed at Round Rock. 4 home runs he's allowed in 14 and a third. I mean, he looks electric.
This is definitely my biggest stand against a call up. So it's gonna be very interesting. Let's just say this: I love my friend to death, but if my friend who is in Double-A says you suck, and I honestly think he's getting this express call up because he was the number 2 overall pick, all that pedigree, blah blah blah. If my guy says you suck, and he's probably not going to make the majors, I'll take Major League bats against him any time of the week. So it's going to be fun. I can't wait.
Sharpie talking about Round Rock's elevation. The whole Pacific Coast League is, if you have an ERA
Round Rock's in Texas, though. I don't know where those starts are. So it's not like
in the PCL league, if you have, an ERA under 5, you're doing fine.
Yeah, I didn't see where the home road starts are for Jack Leiter starts, but I'm excited to watch. It's going to be fun. It's definitely my reputation bet here for sure.
And what is your exact action?
First 5 over and full game over, 9 even money, and then 4.5 -1 minus 120.
First 5 over 4.5 minus 120, full game over 9. What was the juice on the 9?
Even money.
God, I wonder if I should move on that over. It certainly feels like it's the right place, right spot here. But Sharpie's got him for a quality start today. So there you go.
Again, I'm specifically on the overs just in case if he does pitch well. I've got KBO Kenta on the other side that can give up runs to the Rangers.
You're not getting a ton of love for the Rangers.
No, I know, and that's fine, guys. I expected all this. Fuck this guy. I think he's going to get crushed. but I'm sure he'll have a great
MLB
MLB
says the
career.
friend that you're talking about in AA is Helga.
She's a slugger, so.
Okay, Top Set wants to bet a steak dinner on this one.
On what specifically?
Yeah, what
the
exactly
under?
do you want to? Yeah, let's.
You know, Top Set. I'm always game for steak bets. You know that.
All right, let's roll on. And Dan Bonner says Rangers first 5. See you at the window.
Everyone's betting it, guys. Keep betting it, guys. I haven't bet Tigers money line or first 5 yet, but everyone's doing it.
77% of the tickets, 95% of the cash on the Texas Rangers.
I'm sure it's going to be the most popular side of the day today.
All right, we move on. 1:35 p.m. Eastern. Cleveland Guardians 12-6, 9-3 on the road. The Boston Red Sox 10-9, 3-6 at home. We're at Fenway Park in Boston. Let's take a look. And Bankroll Spence is where's Dabby to give out the Seeger bet. Justin, I'm going to take the Angels full game. I'm going to take the Angels full game, and I'll have time to get it in.
It's specific, and I'm going to say Jimmy's taking full game because the Rays bullpen has been atrocious this year.
They've been very bad. They've been very bad. You know, I mean, this is look.
I might be riding with you on the Angels, but I've got it written down here as well. So if I'm not betting Tigers side, I'll probably end up betting Angels as well.
Let's go into bullpen day for your Boston Red Sox. We'll start with the total. Opened up at 9, has dropped to 8.5. It is juiced to the over. Let's get into the money line here. From a money line standpoint, your Boston Red Sox are minus 103. They opened up at minus 122. We've had a massive move to the Cleveland Guardians here.
And don't think that's because the starters changed. That's not. Because Cooper Criswell is still going to come in right after Bernardino.
So we have 38% of the tickets and 51% of the cash on the Boston Red Sox. On the total, we have 78% of tickets and 84% of cash on the under. Cookie Carrasco, 3.55 ERA, 1.66 whip, 11 Ks, 9 walks. I know he's a very likable guy, but I do not know. I don't want to ever back him anymore. 46 Fahrenheit, 9 miles per hour in, stays between 9 and 7.6 miles per hour. Then we have Brennan Bernardino. This guy has had a wild career, long career as well. He is Bernardino, a 26th round pick out of Cal State. That was back in 2014, 32 years old. And this year, he's pitched for Worcester for a little bit. An inning and 2/3. He got lit up in the inning and 2/3, but he's here in the majors. He played in he played for Tijuana for a year. He's been with Jalisco off and on, and Tijuana off and on. He's been in Jalisco off and on in the winter, right? League for since 2019. You got to talk to us about the thoughts on your bullpen, if it's set up, if we should trust Cookie Carrasco, if we should trust this market move. Both teams hit about the same against righties poorly. The big difference is the Guardians bullpen, 2.15 ERA, 1.06 whip, have converted 5 of 8 save opportunities. And the Red Sox bullpen, 4.11 ERA, 1.34 whip, have only converted 7 of 13 save opportunities. Take it away, Jose. Guardians versus your Red Sox.
Yeah, I'm on the Guardians again. I was on him yesterday. I was on the under yesterday. It took Tanner Houck's best pitching performance of his career. God bless that man, by the way. God bless that man. What a start from him. Jimmy, you want to guess who the last pitcher on the Red Sox to throw a complete game shutout in Fenway Park was?
Oh, my God. Tim Wakefield.
Brian Johnson in 2017.
2017? That's how long it's been? Wow, Wakefield was a complete game
shutout. Yeah, in Fenway specifically. There's been others on the road, but in Fenway, it's not been done for a long time. And that was the shortest game in MLB history since fucking a Greg Maddux throwing fucking no-hitters or whatever the fuck he did out there. But yeah, I'm on the Guardians here. All that money on the Red Sox again. Lines moving the other way. Bernardino starts. Cooper Criswell will come in. The bullpen is completely fresh because Tanner Houck, again, complete game shutout yesterday. Everyone gets the day off. How lovely. Alex Cora appreciated it a lot as well. But yeah, I'm on the Guardians here. There's no offense for the Red Sox here. I mean, everyone on the Red Sox is getting hurt. The Red Sox are going to be a fade. To begin with, 3 of their 5 starting pitchers are already hurt. So we're going to see some slapdicks coming up. I do expect an under kind of game like Troy's saying as well. I thought about making those same bets again because I did it yesterday. I thought about doing it again today. But Cooper Criswell is pretty good. The bullpen's fresh. The Guardians offense, again, doesn't scare me. But Jimmy, I actually looked this up before coming on here. I am 1-3-1 on Guardians bets under this year. And I won my first one yesterday. So it's been very frustrating seeing their Guardians offense succeed. But the Red Sox offense doesn't have anyone. Devers hurt. We might see O'Neill back today. He was alleged to come back here today on Thursday.
Confirmed lineups in. No Tyler O'Neill.
So, yeah, I just don't – there's no thump in the Red Sox offense. Garrett Whitlock on the IL too. Yes, Rodney Barton pulled lat or whatever the fuck, oblique, one of those 2 muscles. But the Guardians, I was shocked to see them at plus money. So, I bet them. I got it at minus 102. I tweeted it out before the show. So,
yeah. Now, it doesn't make Nasty Nate happy. He says Red Sox smash, and he says that Red Sox don't slap their dicks. Viper is on Boston, says this is a bum fight, but DC Capper, Troy Torrance, Wine Time Sports, all backing the Guardians here. Dan Bonner says thoughts on the Red Sox first 5 team total over 2.5 at plus 110. Says Krasko on the mound. Red Sox have the lefties they don't have some important lefties, obviously, but who should get free bases with his walk problem, and they can hit him, I think. What do you think of that first 5 team total over?
It's just, again, like, we don't have Devers. Like, the lineup, like you mentioned, the lefties that are going to try to hit him. Duran's been good. Casas is great. Wilyer Abreu's okay. Manuel Valdez is okay. David Hamilton stinks. And Reese McGuire has been hitting well in the bottom of the lineup, but it's just not good. I just don't think the Red Sox hit here. So I lean under, honestly. I don't think they hit Cookie today, and think they make them look good, and it's going to be quite maddening.
And Gagnon saying Quan 14 hits last 9 games, not playing for Cleveland. They aren't complete either. So
I'm going to move on the Angels, and I think I'm going to move on the under in this game as well.
On this Cleveland-Boston game.
Yeah. Huh. I'm gonna bet the Angels first, then glance over the market again here, because obviously I just looked at it again. 79% of the bets, 85% of the money on the under. Doesn't make me feel like I don't want to bet those spots typically, but it started out, like we said, 9 even money towards the under 9. So it went all the way down to 8.5. It even got to 9 minus 124 to the under, then goes to 8.5. So at least the market is reacting to all that, I guess, money, which the same thing happened with the Mets game yesterday too.
Mikey Money back in the comment section.
Oh,
nice. I like it.
I heard he called like Google and YouTube support, and in my head I was just laughing at Mikey Money calling and being like, my comments aren't showing up on this YouTube channel. I just got a good laugh out of it.
And Ron Crawford spreadsheet play day is Vegas minus 1.5. So what do you have official on this one?
I'm on the Guardians full game minus 102. And I'm on Boston, Cleveland under. Let me tell you the line right now as I bet it. It is under 8.5 at even money as well.
Yeah, I'm going to join you.
Now, I've talked about it on the show in the last few days how I like when that market moves like a half run one way or the other. And I have not been, brutally fucked by it yet this year. But I definitely think that it's going to be very interesting to see what happens going forward, especially on the over. I could have gotten 8.5 last night like Razor did. Shout out to Razor, 8.5 minus 115. I like that it moved up to 9. It makes me feel more confident, but we'll see if it fucks me on an over. It has not on the unders yet, so I'm excited. But yeah, under 8.5 even money, and I'm going to be betting the Angels right now as well.
Troy Torrance says moving off the 9 is the most important move in Major League Baseball based on a 1,700 game sample. Okay, I'm going to join you guys, Guardians and the under. Jose on the Guardians and the under. Let's roll on. So those are the afternoon games. We got a lot of afternoon action, which is going to be a lot of fun. Let's move into the 2 night games. We start at 7:40 p.m. Eastern here. 7:40 p.m. Eastern. We have the Miami Marlins, 4-15, 2-4 on the road. Chicago Cubs, 11-7, 5-1 at home at Wrigley Field in Chicago, Illinois. Let's get into the rare night game at Wrigley as well. 51 Fahrenheit, 10.8 miles per hour in, and then rain comes. So I honestly, I think they're screwed.
Troy says this game doesn't pop off, and we know Troy's boots on the ground.
Yeah, they're screwed. Well, the problem is they might try to get 5 innings in. Let's see what RotoWire says. 61% rain. You know what? I think they try to get 5 innings in. It's not supposed to rain at first pitch. The rain's supposed to come in like an hour and a half in. So, spreadsheet play today. Dog is Miami plus 140. And love seeing Razor here rocking with us in the chat. So let's get into this one here.
And God bless Razor for being on that over with me.
And the RBI play today, Palacios. And I did put that in the chat for you, Mikey Money. Great to have you back in business here.
Yes.
And primetime, 99 the Boston Cleveland first 5 under 5 moved from minus 120 to minus 140 in the last hour. And Morgan Spooner says, as a Cubs fan, I'm strongly considering Miami. AJ Puck, 0-3, 5.91 ERA, 2.44 whip, 10 2/3, 8 Ks, 14 walks, and 1 homer. He had this spectacular spring, and he's not looked very good. He looked much better in his last start. 3-2 loss to the Yankees, 4 2/3, 4 hits, 2 runs, just 1 was earned.
Did you happen to see how long ago that start was?
No. How long ago was it?
He last pitched on the 9th. It's the 18th right now. Long break for my guy.
Now, the stacks play of the day is Cubs minus 1.5 at plus 145. DC Capper on the Cubs minus 152. Jameson Tyne, 8-10, 4.84 ERA last year. He's been out with the back injury. So this is the first time we've seen him out. I got all of his rehab starts here as well. But last year, he was bad. Kind of caught us by surprise how bad he was. He got a little better at the last month of the year, but 4.84 ERA, 1.28 whip, 140 Ks, 154 and 3 with 41 walks. So the Marlins don't hit righties. 239, 680 OPS, and Tyon is on a pitch count. So he threw 3 2/3 and 68 pitches in that final rehab start with AAA Iowa. That was 6 days ago. That was last Friday. So he's expected to be the 5th man in this rotation. The problem here, and I think that Puck can bounce back. The problem here is the Cubs hitting 295 with a 914 OPS versus lefties. Are we sitting here saying that the sample size is too small and they're not capable of continuing that? Look how many right-handed bats. There's only one left-handed bat in that Cubs lineup. Cody Bellinger. That's it. Fine. That's it. I mean, this team is just set up to smash lefties. Troy Torrance's home team is between minus 165, minus 145. Market moving towards them, and a total of 8 or less, 16-7 straight up. This year, 6-1 straight up, winning by 2.1 runs on average. Ron Crawford saying this line should be minus 210. Let's touch on the exact line movement here at Pinnacle. First, we'll do the total. This total sitting at 7.5. It's minus 102 to the under, minus 110 to the over. It opened at 8, so we have a half run move to the under. From a money line standpoint here, we're dealing with the Cubs at minus 158. They opened up minus 150, so we have an 8 cents of movement towards them. And then when we get into the cash flow for this one, we have 77% of tickets, 72% of cash on the under. And on the money line, we have 84% of the tickets on the Cubs. This has volatility through the roof. You guys have really illuminated some spots that I want to join you in, and the spots I'm already on. But this one, I don't know what Tyon's going to do. I'm not going to pretend that I do with and on the pitch count. And AJ Puck, I think, can improve. He's if you look at 5.91 ERA, the 2.44 whip, I like seeing those numbers because everybody in the world seeing those numbers and immediately think he's going to get touched. We know what kind of spring he had. I don't think that he's a double-A reliever, as being said in the chat. I think he can pitch in this league, but who wants to fade the Cubs against the lefty. Take it away, Jose.
Yeah, I pass on this game as well. I think it's very interesting. I lean first 5 under here. Actually, because I do think Puck could bounce back and pitch well here. But the reason he got pushed back was an illness. I don't love that. I was hoping it would be, just rest. But I just ultimately passed on this game. I don't know what Tyon's going to give us to here either. So I leaned under. And by the way, Mike M, he has teams he fades on game ones in series like the Cardinals, the Marlins, one of them too, I guess, of a road series. He's 57. Well, I guess it's 57, 19 and 19, 7-3 last 10, fading the Marlins on game one of a road series. So everyone seems to agree it's a Cubs spot here. Nothing here from me, though.
Wow. A huge news from Fanatical Jim. Winnipeg were called 4 from Manitoba. The rumor is no Scheifele, Connor, Morrissey, Larry, Nemestikov. Viardi might be out too. Wow. Maybe the Canucks should be just an immediate bet. I'm not going to, but maybe they should. Thank you for that information. Very, very important. And then Dan Kelly says Walter Johnson, 38 and 26 in his career in complete games when the score was 1-0. He threw 531 complete games. You think we'll ever see that again?
Shut to the night train.
Not in Major League Baseball. Let's talk about the final spot on the board. This was a bet I made last night. Now, I'm going to start moving on totals the night before.
Jimmy, I have a question real quick.
Yes, yeah, hit me.
Do you think Dan Kelly had like Walter Johnson posters on his wall? Just watching him growing up? Old jokes.
I don't think so. I think he had Jesus, what was that? Fucking blonde bombshell porn star Playboy.
Pamela Anderson?
No, way before her. God, I'm getting old, man. I can't even remember those chicks from back then. Let's move on. Arizona Diamondbacks at San Francisco Giants. The Diamondbacks 9-10, 2-4 on the road. Giants 8-11, 3-3 at home. BJ's best bets, the Arizona Diamondbacks. We're at Oracle Park in San Francisco, California. Let's get into the weather here for this one. 57 Fahrenheit, 10.2 miles per hour out to left center. Dies down to 8.7. Farrah Fawcett. No, I wasn't thinking Farrah. God, I'll find it by the end of it. And I also wasn't thinking Dorothy Stratton either. But I'll get it. Oh, there's Coactus in the house. Great to see you, Coactus, rolling with us. DC Capper on the Giants at -170. I do not want any team on their first game. I do not want any team their first game back from an Eastern trip with no day off. Ron Crawford says San Francisco is the play. If it is the play, I imagine I cash my first 5 under, 4.5 -122. My dude says this is his best bet of the day. Last year, Webb pitched at home against D-backs, gave up 4 runs in the first 5 innings. Also, game started 8 p.m. as well. I have no concerns about Logan Webb here. He's had 4 starts this year. 3 have come on the road. I just trust him at home. He's coming off a really nice start at Tampa. I trust him as the season gets going. Mikey Money says Ryan Nelson 0-9 straight up as a dog if the Diamondbacks lost outright or won last game by a run.
Jeez.
And BJ says look at the line movement. I don't know. Honestly, Razor's got it. It's Rosie O'Donnell. It was Rosie O'Donnell.
Confirmed.
We all have pictures of Rosie on her. Yeah, you got it. You nailed it.
I can't believe Roseanne was popular. That was her show? I don't know.
No, they're 2 different people, man. But they are similar. I can understand that. Here we go. Giants open up -165. They're now -139. Just a monstrous move. A monstrous move towards the Arizona Diamondbacks. Holy shit. That's a big one. Huge, huge move towards the Diamondbacks. From a total standpoint, this is at 7.5 now. I probably should have taken the 8 when I could have, but I just wanted the first 5 under. Again, I got 4.5 -122. And right now it's down to 4. But, this got back up to 4.5 at 8 in the morning. So this first 5 under is not as strong as I thought. Let's get into the cash flow here for this one. We have 67% of the tickets, 69% of the cash on the San Francisco. Oh, sorry. Sorry, that's the run line. 66% of tickets, 74% of cash on the Diamondbacks. Big move towards them. 62% of tickets on the over. I don't understand that. I don't think Ryan Nelson will have a tough time through this tired Giants lineup. The Giants are hitting 237, 683 OPS versus righties. Diamondbacks are hitting 215, 676 OPS versus righties. And then the Diamondbacks bullpen has converted 3 of 8 save opportunities, but they haven't been quite as bad as that sounds. 4.08 ERA, 1.27 whip. And the Giants have only had 4 save opportunities. That's it. 4 save opportunities all season long. 5.50 ERA, 1.30 whip. I just mentioned it. Troy, it is 57 Fahrenheit, 10.2 miles per hour out to left field and dies down to 8.7. So it doesn't really die down. I'm on the first 5 under 4.5 with confidence here. Take it away, Jose. Our final game on the board, Diamondbacks Giants.
Yeah, I just rolled with you. I took the full game under 8 minus 120. I'm still getting 8, which is nice. But I'm seeing the 7.5s pop up everywhere now. All the tickets on the over. We're not getting money flow yet, but yeah, I'm on the under 8 minus 120 here. No, nothing really much to add on here with you, but yeah, I expect Logan Webb to pitch well. I like the fact that like you mentioned, they go from East Coast to West Coast, no day off, all that good stuff. So even Ryan Nelson, I think, can do well. And the Giants, it's not like the Giants' offense is very fearsome to begin with.
And Georgiev does get the start tonight. And Ron Walsack, says Bo Derek was Dan's poster. Bo Derek. That's a good call, Bo Derek.
I don't like this whole comment. Like, it made no sense to me. This is just that's just like Chinese to me. Who knows?
Don't worry. You should do some research. You'll enjoy it. Here we go. Jose's on the full game under 8. I'm on the first 5 under 4.5. Troy Torrance also on the Diamondbacks here, also backing the Diamondbacks. Brent Cook on the Diamondbacks plus 1.5. And
you think if the Diamondbacks win this game, it's a lower scoring 1-0 kind of game, or would you expect it to be a higher scoring game?
No, I do not see. I think Logan Webb. I don't care what happened with Logan Webb last year in a spot like this. I think he throws nice here. I could be wrong. I think he throws nice here. And I think these Giants bats are lethargic. So, yeah, if the Diamondbacks win, I think I do not. Now, could the bullpen get lit up? I think this is a really tough spot for the Giants, man. Flying from Miami. You have the early game yesterday. Now you have the late game. I mean, are there body clocks on the Eastern time zone? Because if they are, this game starts at, 1:45 in the morning? I mean, it's a really bad spot. But Ron Crawford says San Francisco is the play. And DC Capper says San Francisco is the play. Now,
Phil the Kill says Raquel Welch.
Yes, Raquel Welch was nice. If you guys like San Francisco, like Ron and DC, then be patient.
Ugh.
Because, I mean, it's minus 139 right now at Pinnacle. So be patient here. Okay, there you go. That is MLB. Let's review all MLB. We have 30 minutes till it pops off. I'm going to be moving on Angels' first game. That will be in addition to my card. Are you going to be doing that as well?
Yeah, I'm on a full game plus 129.
Then Jose's on the first 5 over 4.5 and the full game over 9, minus 120 and plus 100 respectively.
My reputation's on the line.
And my dude says Webb pitches good at the 11 start time and afternoon start times. When he pitches late, he literally he gets
look
gets
up his stats.
And he's not good at night, says my dude. Yeah, I hear you, my dude, and I guess shit. I'll have to deal with those consequences, and I'll keep an eye out for it. It's hard to believe that you could find Logan Webb stats at home that are bad. But I'll look into that as well. And this is important information. I'm on the Tigers first 3 at minus 120. And I do have interest in the over with you guys. I do. I would just take full game. I'm going to have to make that decision here shortly. Markel also on the Diamondbacks money line. And Marcus Anderson, Fiorentina, and under 4.5 goals there. Troy saying he sees a ton of value on the Diamondbacks. And your grandma's wearing your sister's panties again. Play today is the San Francisco Giants -1. So Mikey Money and his grandma's panties standing in the way of this market move.
Wow.
So then we move on.
It's nice to see that in the chat again.
It's nice to see Mikey in the chat. The Guardians and the under for Jose. The Guardians and the under for me. I've not bet those yet, but I'm going to be joining them. The spreadsheet play today on the dog spreadsheet, not the actual spreadsheet play today, but spreadsheet play today dog is Miami plus 140. Jose and I are off Marlins, Cubbies. And then the unders for Jose in Arizona, San Francisco. He's on the full game under 8. I'm on the first 5 under 4.5. BJ's best bets Arizona. Got a lot of love from Arizona as well. And that, my friends, is our show.
I have one more play. Ron Crawford asked for it. Europa League action. He's asking for my Liverpool bet.
All right.
And Liverpool is down 3-0, I believe. Ron, correct me if I'm wrong, on aggregate in this game. They've done this before. They've done this against better teams. I think it's going to be a very big Liverpool performance. If it was at home, it would make me feel better, Ron. But since you mentioned it, I wanted to look up to advance, but I don't have those plays available yet. I'll have to do like some live bet chicanery there. But I took Liverpool team total over 2.5 plus 110. Plus 110 is what I did. So hoping they score 3. And, that's all the incentive in the world to keep scoring. They're down by 3. They have to get 3. You know how that shit goes, Ron. So it'll be fun. And by the way, Jim, my God. Yeah, I don't remember exactly when it was, but a few days ago, they lose a very winnable match that really fucked my future on them to win the fucking Premier League. It put me in a salty pussy mood for quite a while.
It wouldn't be the first time your pussy was drenched in sea salt.
Yeah, it's currently a little brackish currently because Tyler O'Neill is hitting the IL, 7-day IL, so might be concussed. And Nasty Nate Devers had an MRI on his knee today, so we shall see. I don't think he's not playing today. I'm sure that, but I don't know if he's out.
We have action in NHL. I'm on the Colorado Avalanche -1. At this point, I've beaten that line. I don't know what's at now, but I'd beaten it by 45 cents, that money line. So it's good sign. That's it for me in NHL. So if we cash this, we'll finish the year plus 9.95 units in the regular season, which
you've let your dick hang this week in NHL. You put it on the floor for everyone. The Blue Jackets bet was all time. You had another one, a great one with the fucking Coyotes. I wanted to bet their team total last night as well, but it was -140 for 2.5. So I was like,
thank God. Thank God.
Not, but yeah.
For Gogster, he's on the Minnesota money line and the full game over 4.5 at plus 110. He's on Vancouver, Winnipeg, no goal first 9.5. San Jose, Calgary, no goal first 9.5. And the Kings first period -0.5. It sounds from Fanatical Jim's information that the Canucks are the play. I imagine that market moves move drastically towards the Canucks, but I'm not going to be on that here.
I just like seeing her eyes on the puck.
Oh yeah, she's full of focus. I mean,
she's locked in.
Focused. Yeah, she's a hell of a goaltender. Now, Gogster did
good in that uniform.
Oh yeah, she looks good.
The throwbacks are nice.
Oh, but she's nice. Gogster's also on the Ducks first period. We're running real nice, and we start. I'm gonna get my action in, and then I start capping tomorrow. Huge Friday card for us tomorrow that we must attack. So let's get to work here. Jose, excellent job. We will have Dabby Cab best bets tomorrow. We will also have TJ's best bets tomorrow. Bobano and I will break down the NHL playoffs off the hop. If you're a big hockey fan, join us then. If you want to skip hockey, then I would join us about 45 minutes in. We're going to cap after that with Bobano. We're going to cap the big play-in game. And that's it. And that's us. And that's it. There we go. Thank you guys for rolling with us. Jose, my friend, always fun to cap MLB with you. And you've put a lot on the line now for your Jack Leiter fade. Shout out to all the cappers in the chat. Yes, there will be Mark Sanderson. We're going to be doing that tomorrow. Benjamin Mills says, so weird having a short show.
Jimmy doesn't want to end it right now because he's like, what am I going to do? What do I do now?
Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I got lots of work to do. The games don't sleep. Rez Mob, I'm That Heat, Andrew G, Daryl Turner, Benjamin Mills, Kelly McInnes, Nasty Nate, Marcus Anderson, Jarek White, Doug Kelsey, Philly Eagle Flyer, Joseph Gomez, AOD, Steve G. Thank you guys. BJ, Justin McKelvey, Ronnie Crawford, Old E, all of you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for being members of the channel. It means a ton to us, and being members of gold members as well for our big horse race tomorrow. It means a ton to us. Von Polo, Top Set, Rem Most, all you guys. Benjamin Mills, Mada D. Thank you guys. Ronnie Walsek, love seeing you in the chat. All you guys. Max Freely. Thank you guys. Truly, truly, thank you guys. All right. Jose, my friend, can you bless our action? And Morgan Spooner saying, Undoing Project was a great read. Thanks again for the recommendation. It means a ton to me, Morgan, that you read it. And I look forward to discussing it as we move forward. It's very, very helpful. Saturated says, Go Bulls. It was a nice casher for us yesterday. Great to see Mikey Money back in the chat. Jose, my friend, can you please bless our action and leche us into the future?
Yep. Shout out to Mikey Money, everyone in the chat. You guys, we appreciate you. Check out Mikey Money later today on Last Call.
Last Call, yeah, 6 p.m. Eastern.
Mike, what the fuck are you going to talk about today, Mike? Two MLB games and then maybe looking at a hockey game or two, Mikey? I can't wait to see what Last Call is like today. Maybe he's just going to sit there and be like, all right, guys, we're on the 6 over there in the strap race.
Oh, yeah, some straps. Get them straps out. Yeah,
Who knows, Mikey? Who knows? I'm excited, but we appreciate all you guys. Thanks for watching. As always, hit the like button. And don't forget to fucking leche those motherfucking bookmakers. I'm coming for you, Jack Leiter. I'm coming for you.